What's up, guys? We've had a lot of lessons recently. We went through forms, campaigns, triggers, and now we are going to go into landing pages and thank you pages. In other words, we need to take people that want to click on a link and bring them in somewhere, and that somewhere will be a landing page where we will embed the form that we created in our earlier lessons, which will go to the trigger and then trigger the campaign, right? So this is kind of the final link in it all. Now we have to make a pretty landing page where when somebody clicks on a link in social media, on your website, in a text, an email, it doesn't matter. You need that link to go somewhere. So now that link is going to go to what's called a landing page. So let's get right on this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our program, and we're going to go down on the left hand side to where it says funnels and websites. We're going to click funnels. Once we click on that funnel, you should have a bunch of sample funnels in there already. If not, you can create your own, but we're just going to take one of the other ones and we're going to work on that, right? So in this case, I'm going to take one of the ones that I have in here and create a copy of it and a test for it. So we've got these here, right? So we'll take one of these. Now let's go to a different one. So we are going to go into, I guess we'll use this one. So the top one here, we're going to duplicate it. This is the clone button. So we're going to clone it. We're going to rename it, right? We'll call it test funnel for the purpose of this. Remember, it's always easier to edit something that's already in here than creating from scratch, but you're always welcome to create from scratch. Okay, so we did that. I'm going to select the location. You don't have to do that because yours will only have one location. So there, I created this clone of the funnel that we just looked at. So now we're going to go in there and we're going to do the edit on it. So this is going to be our landing pages, right? So we have these, in this case, this was for a recent beauty business reset we were doing. But all landing pages is a single website page. And then you're going to create a second website page, which is going to be the thank you page. In this case, we're going to go in here, we're going to edit this page. Okay, we have this page in here, right? So a couple of things you'll notice is to quickly edit, we're going to create a page, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to do. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to add a new top row here. So in this case, I'm just going to click on the one that's there. I'm going to scroll down to the pictures I have. Hopefully I have a decent picture to use as a background there. We'll take a look and see what's in my account. Sometimes I don't because I don't have the salon accounts, right? So I don't have anything good looking in here, I don't think, but we'll take a look. Oh, we might. Let's see. Got a lot of pictures in here, so let's find something decent as a background picture. In this case, we're just going to use this one. We're going to check on that. You can also upload your own, obviously, correct? Click that check button, and there we are uploaded, right? So now let's say I wanted a full-size picture. I could upload it here. You could change these around. Actually, you know what, folks? Let's skip this. Let's go to a salon account. Mine's too marketing based, so let's go into a salon account and show you what that looks like. Bear with me, right? I'm going to log into one of your accounts. Who's the lucky winner? We'll use Sarah's. Okay, so here you go. Here's Sarah's account. These are her pre-existing funnels. You should have some of these. If not, I can upload them to you. No problem whatsoever. So we are going to go into, let's do the salon pop-up and make a copy of that. So we're going to duplicate it, right? And it says salon pop-up copy. We are going to duplicate it right here inside a twirl. Clone that funnel. And there's our copy. Now we can start the edit. This should be a little easier for you to get an idea of what a landing page really looks like, not a marketing page, okay? So we have this page, right? So we're going to click edit the page. I'm going to go through all the important steps in here for you. Okay, so obviously you can put your logo at the top, you can put a background, you can do whatever you want. Play around with this stuff when you're learning to build these single web pages. They're really easy to do. They're basically, you click on them and all the information is over here on the right. You know, if you wanted to change your logo, you can click on the little open settings, change that. Remember, all the your gear icons are going to give you your settings for that particular area. Okay, here's all the settings here. This one obviously is the background image, is this big picture. Okay, then we have some other boxes in here, and you can create stuff up here. You have columns, rows, all types of stuff you can play around with. In this case, remember earlier we created a form. So we have all this verbiage, and then we have a form. The form is what gets picked up by the trigger, right? So if we click on that form, there's the form, and we can pick the form. Let me get this bubble out of the way. We can pick the form down here. See where it says form? Now, if we created a test one before, that's the one you would pick, and it would embed this form into this website, okay? This, I shouldn't say website, web page. These are hosted separately than your website. So once you create these, you're going to want a form in because you want the data. So what's going to happen is somebody's going to click on a link somewhere. They're going to be taken to this page. Oh boy, that looks pretty. I'm going to give them my data to get my coupon, right? And once we get this data, this is going to trigger that campaign we created. So that's the basis of creating landing pages. Get in here, play around with building them. It's a lot of fun. It's not that difficult. It's a visual builder, so you can build out some pretty cool websites very quickly. And if you need help, just book an appointment with me and we'll build one out for you quickly. Very easy to do, okay? Once that's all done, obviously you're going to hit save, okay? You can put some metadata in here. What that is going to give you SEO. You can title it, make a description of the web page, put some keywords in there, and you can put who authored it, okay? Kind of cool to do if you feel like doing that. Okay, so now that we saved that though, now we're going to go back to the actual form settings. Oops, wrong button. It's important that when you build these, there's a couple things you have to do besides building the page. Your page will be shown here. What I want you to do on these, first thing is go into settings, okay? In here, you're going to name it, what you want the form to be called. You're going to create a path, okay? What that means is, what do you want the URL to look like, right? Your website URL or your website name. In this case, it's called Twirl Pop-Up, but you could say, special discount coupon, whatever you want to put in there, okay? Then the next thing you have to do is, this is the most important thing right here. You have to select the domain that funnel is going to be connected to. So all you have to do, because I've already connected your domains, if not, make sure you get in touch with me. You click that drop down right there. That'll be your domain. You click on it. Boom, it just connected it to this form. And you hit save. And it is now able to publish. Okay, so then you go back. Don't worry about that. Okay, you would go back in here. The next thing you're going to want to do is create a thank you page if you don't have one. Your thank you page should always be a mirror of the first page. What I mean by that is use the same imaging. So what that looks like, though, in this case, we're going to go in here. We'll say edit page so you can see what it looks like. When you go in here, you'll see same logo, same background. Over here, what we're trying to do is we're getting somebody to book an appointment, right? So here's their booking link right here. So we say, please keep an eye out on your email, blah, 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 blah. And if you want to book your appointment, book it now, right? And here's the book now button. And you can change all those things within here. If you click on hyperlinks in here, it will pull up the hyperlink that you can change, okay? So that's it. And then once you're done, you're obviously going to hit save. You do not have to connect the domain on the second one because it's in the main settings. Okay. What you do want in the main one, though, to be able to drive people once they fill out that form, you want them to go into this thank you page. You're probably wondering, okay, how do I get them to go from the first page to the second page automatically? So let's look at that. So we go back to the main page. We click on our landing page, right? Our first page. We're going to edit that page. Now this is already in here, but I want you to see how you make it go from one to the next. Okay? you're going to click on the form itself. So basically you're telling the form when it's filled out, right? There's our form there. What do we do after it's filled out? Well, in this case, all we do is say, go to the next step in the funnel. You could do different things. You can drive them to a website, do other things. The most logical one, though, is go to the next step, which is going to be your thank you page. Okay. When you're done with that, you hit save. Okay. Then we can hit preview. Okay. And there's a preview of it right there. Okay. What it's going to look like. Then when we go back in here, okay, we can go back to the main page again. And the next thing we're going to do once we're all done creating all this great stuff is we are going to go and visit the URL. Why are we going to the URL? Well, we want that address of the website address for this, the URL, so that we can put it in our social media, in our advertisements, wherever we want to put it that's going to push people into here. It might be a button on our website. It could be a pop-up on our website that says, hey, before you leave the website, get this special, right? So we go up here to this little box that says visit the URL, right? Here's our URL. So we're going to click that, copy it. Now we have that link. So wherever we put that link, we will be able to drive people into this landing page, which they will fill out, which will then give us their information, which will then trigger. And what will it trigger? It will trigger a campaign that we created, right? So that's basically the steps in setting up a marketing funnel, okay? Does everybody understand that? I hope they do. I think it's pretty awesome, to be honest with you. I think it's really awesome. So thank you. And that's it for today's lesson. We're going to be looking at how to install a pop-up in our website next, but that is today's lesson on how to build landing pages and thank you pages.